Every year, Muslims from all over the world travel to Mecca to perform Hajj. It's a journey of faith, sacrifice, tawakkul of Prophet Ibrahim. Here is why the pilgrimage is so significant. What is Hajj? Hajj is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, a must that every Muslim who is physically and financially able is required to perform Hajj once in a lifetime. Hajj is a spiritual journey that takes place every year during the Islamic month 8th to 13th of Dhul-Hijjah. During Hajj, pilgrims travel through Mecca, Mina, Muzdalifah, and Arafat to perform the sacred rituals of Islam. During Hajj, Muslims must follow the rituals, rules, and teachings practiced and taught by Prophet Muhammad. Day 1. On the 8th day of Dhul-Hijjah, or the first day of Hajj, pilgrims enter into Ihram, a sacred state of purity where men wear simple white clothing to cover their bodies, and while women wear modest clothing, and this will be the only clothing they will be allowed to wear for the next 3 days. Rules during the state of Ihram include no cutting hair and nails, no perfume, no argument. Ihram symbolizes equality in the eyes of Allah, with everyone dressed the same, and there is no way of evaluating one another's wealth or status in the world. And all are united for one purpose: to worship Allah. During these days, pilgrims will chant Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik, which means, "Here I am, O Allah," as a declaration to their devotion. It is on the first day that pilgrims go to Mina on the outskirts of Mecca, where they spend their night in the prayer. Mina is known as the tent city, and it is the place where Prophet Muhammad erected his tent during his pilgrimage. Day 2. 9th Dhul-Hijjah, or the second day of Hajj, is the most important day of pilgrimage from morning to sunset. Pilgrims spend the day in the prayer near or on Mount Arafat, which is 20 kilometers from Mecca. The day of Arafat is considered to be the greatest day in Islam, marked by Allah's immense forgiveness. It is a day when Allah, in verse 5:3 of the Quran, says that the Islam is the final and most perfect religion for all of the humankind. It is also the day when Allah made every soul promise to follow Him before being born. It reminds believers of the Day of Judgment and the afterlife. After sunset, pilgrims move to Muzdalifah, disconnect from the distractions and comforts of worldly life. Pilgrims sleep on rocky plains under the open sky. It is here where they will gather pebbles for the following day's ritual. Muzdalifah is mentioned by Allah in the Quran as a sacred site, and it is where Prophet Muhammad had rested and gathered pebbles before leaving for Mina the next morning. Day 3. The third day is Eid al-Adha, or the Day of Sacrifice. At dawn, pilgrims return to Mina, where they throw pebbles on one of 3 jamarats. The jamarats are 3 different-sized pillars, large, medium, and small, which is symbolic stoning of devil. This ritual is only symbolic commemoration of what Prophet Ibrahim did when he was going to sacrifice his son, Prophet Ismail, by following Allah's command. On the way to perform the task, the devil tried 3 times to stop Prophet Ibrahim, but each time Prophet Ibrahim threw pebbles at him to chase him away. Pilgrims, either themselves or through a third party, will sacrifice an animal in observance of Prophet Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his son Ismail. Allah replaced Ismail with a ram to test the patience and faith of Prophet Ibrahim. Once the sacrifice is completed, pilgrims must perform tawaf, circling the Kaaba at the heart of Mecca's Grand Mosque 7 times. Once the tawaf is completed, the pilgrims can shave or trim their hairs, bathe, and wear normal clothing. This marks the end of being in the state of Ihram. Day 4 and 5. Pilgrims will spend 4th and 5th day in Mina, where they will pray and stone all 3 jamarats. The final ritual of Hajj is the farewell tawaf, which is generally done a day or 2 before pilgrims return home. Hajj is the only gathering in the world where millions stand shoulder to shoulder with no hierarchy and no ego, just humans seeking forgiveness from Allah.